When I started going out into schools, I found that there were tons of kids that did not have those opportunities. They did not have access to public schools, to public libraries. There are places in the country like Worcester, Massachusetts, where the branch libraries are closing, and their school libraries are closed. And so if they don't have an adult to take them all the way down to the downtown branch of the Worcester Library, these are kids that do not have access to public libraries, which to me is an astounding thing, because I think most Americans take that for granted, that they had a public library as a kid and there will be a public library for their kids, and it's not true anymore. And so when I went into schools, I also found that writing wasn't being taught in a way that I thought was productive for children and even for teachers, because teachers are expected to do so much, and teachers mostly themselves are not writers. And because I was an illustrator, I kind of had to teach myself how to write. So I think when you teach yourself and then you teach other people, and I have a different perspective coming on it than a teacher would have. And the first thing I did was, when I found out all of this information, I called up the three people who had been mentors in my life: David McCulley, Catherine Patterson, and Natalie Babbitt. And I started to explain to them what was happening in classrooms across the country, these classrooms that I was visiting. And they, although they are wonderful authors and illustrators, it's been a couple of years since they had been in schools. They didn't do school visits that often anymore, and they were quite frankly astonished. And it was in the course of those conversations that we decided that we wanted to do something about it. We started this organization as an advocacy organization, as an education organization. And what that means is we built up a whole website where we try to go beyond bullet points, where we give people in-depth information and ideas with how they can use books and reading in the daily life of children. And the website is aimed at teachers and parents. It's not a child-ready website. And we're doing the same thing with our publication in our White House Looking In, Looking Out. We are right now, with a grant from the National Endowment for Humanities, building a website for teachers, parents, grandparents, any adult that lives with or works for children, so that we can help them, give them the tools to use our White House, both in the family, at home, and in the classroom. And the other work that we do is advocacy work. I come to Washington. I've worked with Senator Reid and Senator Cochran. We've worked to help get school library legislation enacted, where you have professional development dollars going to school librarians and teachers, and also for the first time probably since the Johnson administration, money's going directly to public and school libraries just for book purchases.